Welcome to Season 3 of the Dance Reel podcast. I'm Kate Histon. Before we dive into this episode, I would love a favour from you. To help us bring some wonderful guests to our show and grow, please subscribe or follow this channel, like, comment and share with a friend. That would be a great help. Thank you so much. This episode was sponsored by Master Dancer Mindset. Know yourself, be yourself and express yourself on and off the stage. Welcome back to the Dance Reel podcast. Today we are diving into the theme of resilience. It's a word we hear constantly in the dance world. You need to be resilient. But resilience is often misunderstood. Many dancers interpret resilience as just pushing through no matter what, hiding disappointment or toughening up so no one can see them crack. But that's not resilience, that's suppression. True resilience is the ability to fully feel your emotions, to recover, and to keep moving forward with balance. It's not about becoming harder. It's about becoming more adaptable and connected so challenges don't close you down. In this episode, I want to explore the difference between resilience and suppression, why emotional processing is key to genuine resilience. I also want to discuss the nervous system piece, how dancers can reset after setbacks, and the role of teachers and parents in creating safe spaces for disappointment, and practical tools for helping dancers integrate challenges rather than bury them. Let's start by clarifying the difference. So suppression looks like this. A dancer may not get that part or place in a competition. They may brush it off and say, "I'm fine, I don't care," while inside they are hurting. Or they just brush off an injury and train through the pain because they think that's strength. Resilience looks like this. The same dancer feels disappointed, allows themselves to acknowledge it, maybe sheds a few tears, then reflects on what they have learned and moves forward with a new focus. The difference is that resilience includes emotion. Suppression cuts it out. In fact, psychologists describe resilience as emotional elasticity. It's not the absence of feeling. It's the ability to bend and rebound. So let's look at why emotional processing matters. Resilience cannot grow if emotions are denied. When dancers push feelings down, they don't just disappear. They sit in the body and in the mind, building tension, anxiety, or even risk of an injury. Over time, this creates rigidity. Emotional processing, on the other hand, gives dancers space to release the charge of disappointment or fear. That release is what allows them to bounce back lighter and more present. For parents, this means not rushing your child to get over it. If they are sad about not being cast in a role, let them feel it. Let them sit with it and sit with them. And you could say, "I can see you're disappointed. That makes sense. Do you want to talk about it now? Or do you just want to be together?" For teachers, it means acknowledging the emotional reality in class. If a dancer looks crushed, you might say, "I know that correction felt heavy today. Let's work through it together." Resilience grows when dancers feel safe to process, not when they are told to toughen up. Let's have a look at the nervous system now. This is where resilience becomes physical as well as mental. The nervous system plays a huge role in how a dancer handles stress. When a setback happens, a mistake, a correction, a rejection, the body often shifts into fight, flight, or freeze. Heart rate can rise, muscles tighten, and thoughts can race. If dancers don't know how to regulate, they can stay stuck there. Here are a few tools. Breathwork. Teach dancers to pause and take 3 slow breaths, exhaling longer than they inhale. This signals safety to the nervous system. Grounding. Invite them to press their feet on the floor and notice the support beneath them. This anchors them back in their body. Shake it out. A quick shake out of the arms and legs can release adrenaline and tension. Animals do this instinctively after stress. Humans can too. Let's look at some recovery rituals. Encourage dancers to have a post-rehearsal or post-performance ritual. It might be journaling for 5 minutes, creating a circle together, taking a walk outside, having a nice warm shower or bath. The ritual helps them shift from intensity to recovery. Parents can encourage this at home. Instead of analysing the performance, invite them to decompress first. Resilience is built in relationships. Children learn to face challenges by watching adults around them and how they respond. So parents and teachers, avoid tying your pride to a dancer's outcome, to their results. Parents, let your child know they are loved for who they are, not what they do. Create balance at home. Talk about non-dance topics. Give them downtime and remind them that their identity is bigger than their training. When disappointment strikes, focus on presence over solutions. Sometimes the most resilient thing you can do is just sit beside your dancer while they process. Teachers, be mindful of the constant push harder messages. These can encourage suppression. Balance toughness with empathy. When a dancer makes a mistake, frame it as part of the process. Create moments in class where imperfection is safe. Improvisation, playful exercises, or a group laugh at a collective wobble. Resilience is nurtured in an environment where dancers know their worth doesn't collapse when they stumble. Let's do an exercise together that you can do with your student or your dancer. Feel, name, frame. When a dancer is feeling upset, guide them to feel it, acknowledge the sensation. Where is it in the body? How does it feel? Is it tight? Then name the emotion. How do you feel? What does it feel like? I feel disappointed. Then part 3, frame it. This was hard, but here's one thing I can learn from it. Don't skip to step 3, framing. Make sure you do the feel and the name first. Here's another exercise, emotion debrief. After auditions or performances, instead of how did you go being the question, ask how do you feel? What feelings came up for you? This shifts focus from outcome to experience, and it's subtle, but it's big. Okay, let's try another exercise. Reset breath in class. Teachers, I encourage you to pause the class for 1 minute halfway through, guiding everyone to take deep breaths together. This builds a collective resilience. And another exercise, one of my favorites, create a resilience journal. Have your dancers jot down one challenge they faced this week and how they moved through it. Over time, they build a record of their own capability, which helps build their self-esteem. And one more exercise for the parents, a parent check-in. At home, parents can just straight out ask, do you want comfort, advice, or space right now? This teaches dancers to identify what support they need in the moment instead of defaulting to a suppression. And then it's always important to celebrate the recovery. Instead of only celebrating the wins, celebrate recoveries. For example, I noticed how you reset after forgetting your choreography, or I noticed how you recovered after you slipped in your arabesque. That was true resilience. And these moments are very well worth celebrating. Let's finish this with a little reflection. If you can close your eyes and picture your dancer after a setback, maybe a correction that stung or a performance that didn't go as hoped, ask yourself, how do I usually respond to the dancer in these moments? Do I give space for emotions or do I rush to toughen them up? What is one new way I could support emotional processing so resilience grows naturally? Take a breath. Imagine how differently your dancer's journey would feel if resilience meant freedom to feel and adapt rather than pressure to hide and harden. Resilience is essential in dance, but it cannot be built on suppression. True resilience is the ability to feel, to reset, and to move forward and connect to joy. Parents and teachers, you are the key. Through your language, your presence, and the spaces you create, you can help dancers develop resilience that sustains them for a lifetime, not just through their training, but in every part of their lives. Thank you for joining me on Dance Reel. If this episode was meaningful, share it with someone else, like and comment, and make sure you've subscribed to this channel. Let's build a culture where resilience means staying open, not shutting down. And in the meantime, let's keep it real.